Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. The uh, yeah, I gotta share something with you guys here. Wait, what does it say? It says waiting for. I think it's rolling. Yeah, it's rolling. Okay. Um, Scrolling through my comments, I came across this guy calling himself that guy. Um, yeah, this is gonna be good. Okay. Anyway, below my the analysis of that lighthouse footage, or not lighthouse footage is a better way to put that. He decided to post a link and say, "Anyone, ha ha ha, stay down," whatever the hell that means. Well, nevertheless, I looked at the link because I look at every link, but if it's a third party link, I don't watch it because I just don't care about that stuff. So, audio is super low. What? Can't be. There. How's that? Better? Okay. So, anyway, so I'm going to but this time it got interesting. Now, I went over to that link, and like I said, uh, hold on. Let me scroll through all this crap. Okay, so here's Redneck Fabulous, and the only guy I know who's got an arrow pointed on, tattooed on his chest, probably to say "this way up." I don't know. Uh, Audio is not low, guys. You guys are gonna have to turn up because I'm streaming out in the yellow line. So, um, other than that, I couldn't really tell you. But nevertheless, this is a video of him talking to a camera in his truck. He's showing no demonstrations. He's doing nothing more than just talking and claiming some kind of superiority in geometric knowledge, etc., etc., etc. And so I watched it, and so I came back and I wrote. I've done this. What he's talking about is daytime moon. Okay, full moon during the daytime, or at least his claim is 90% moon during the daytime. And I wrote him back, and those of you who have been around for a little while and stuff like that know I've covered this a couple of times. It's in at least two of my quickie videos, and I believe it was also in a video that I did about D-Marble. Um, let's see. So I have, so I put it on here. I said I've done this several times. Works just fine. Where it does not work, however, is on FE, because people in different locations would observe completely different moon phases throughout the day. Uh, if this is bringing you to a sweat, because those were his words, is that people trying to make this work are going to break into a sweat. And I just told him, I said, if this is bringing you to a sweat, sorry, but it's not that difficult. When you see the moon at the same time as the sun during the day, hold up a ball next to the moon, and the phase on the ball will be the same as the moon. Sorry. Now, of course, it took him a day to respond to that. And then I also put on there, thanks for staying on subject, because obviously this had nothing to do with the moon. So the conversation developed today, well, actually more last night, but then, and kept on going into today. And after about a dozen misquotes, and I will slowly scroll through all of the things that are that were posted here. Him saying things like, apparently I said that you can see 180 degrees of the earth from standing on the surface, which I never said. Some kind of comments about termination and parallel lines and stuff like that, which I never brought up in this conversation, etc., etc., etc. It's just him being, well, an old school flat earther, just straight up arrogant and stupid. But nevertheless, I even told him, I said, well, hey, how about this? I'll bet you that that you can prove it. Which is basically, I'll bet you can do the exact demonstration of which I was speaking, which is, it looks similar to this. You get a ball of one color, something that, you could see the difference between light and dark on it. And when the sun is shining on that ball, and you also see the moon, you hold the ball up to the moon, it will have the same phase. And then from there, you can break out the geometry. It's simple stuff. It really is. Okay? And I told him that he's going to do it as well as me. All right? And let me go ahead and get on to this other side here. This is these were the there was a total of 3 threads. This was also me responding to him with that exact same thing that I responded to him on my side. And go ahead and read through this at your leisure. I'm just going to slowly scroll through it so you can pick it up later. He sent me some animation that he obviously didn't understand because it sounded pretty simple, but whatever. But he also outed himself. Because we all know that you could see, from horizon to horizon, if you drew an arc in the sky, from horizon to horizon, you could see approximately 180 degrees. The funny part is that he totally misunderstood that, apparently, which he would never admit to. Fifth grade geometry. But he said that the he said because of the fact that the moon and the earth, or excuse me, the moon and the sun would have to be about 130 degrees off from each other. It's impossible, but you could see 180 degrees. And then of course he misquoted that on me a couple of times, saying that I said that I could see a whole half hemisphere of the earth, which is impossible in any sense, even if I was standing on the moon, etc., etc., etc. I mean, it's so hysterical. But nevertheless, I told him, do we want to bet? And let's see here. Yeah, like this. If you think you're seeing 180 degrees of the entire sky of Earth, and then you believe you're seeing 180 degrees of the Earth's circumference, which neither one of those things have I ever said, because it doesn't even make sense. But here's all this. Now I want to get to the part where the bet was. Oh, I think the bet's in the third thread. Yeah, you can always tell you're in for a real intelligent conversation when they fill it up with these silly little icons, these emojis. That's when when you're really in for the good stuff. And these, of course, and apparently he seems to think that I said, if it's a rear projection, meaning the moon, what do you care what it looks like? You're neglecting your own argument. That was him quoting me, of which I did not say. So it was really interesting, because I never mentioned a rear projection, and I never said he was neglecting. I just said, because he considers the moon a projection. I said, if you consider the moon projection, then you're negating your entire argument in the first place. Negating is not neglecting, and rear projection is not projection. I was just quoting him. Here's the other one. Here's the other thread. But oh yeah, here you go. Well, yeah. But his whole thing is about wanting to see a 90% moon. Here we go. Would have to be at least 130 degrees from the sun relative to the earth. Do you understand what degrees are at 90 degrees quarter moon? Now, I don't know where he keeps getting this quarter moon from, but, I don't really care. But he keeps on talking about the 90% moon. And I told him, I said, well, let's do a bet. And then I even told him last night as I went to bed, what do you call it? Yeah, he said he'll take my bet. And then I said, okay, you'll take the bet, name your stakes. Now, somewhere in another thing, I really hate the way YouTube has these things laid out now, but somewhere in another comment, I had said, oh yeah, this is where I had said, what do you call it? Be sure to set the stakes of this bet, and I'll read them in the morning. I wrote this last night. By the way, no money, because FEs never pay up. Riley, Antonio, yeah. Flat Earth Doctrine, never deleted his channel when he was supposed to, etc. No. I've given up on the bets of things like that. So let's just keep rolling. And but I said, what do you call it? But make sure it's YouTube-ish. And so I went through all this, and it's hysterical. So here's me. The purpose of this video that I'm doing right now is I am here I go. Hell, I'll even make a bet with you that you can prove it yourself. And oops, there's a read more in there. Sorry. And yep, yeah, this is the true mark of intelligence here. And then here's my response to something. Anyway, so that was all the commentaries. Like I said, you can read through that at your leisure. Ultimately, here's my bet. Okay, because here's my stakes. Okay, now he said his stakes, and his stakes were he wants my channel. Okay, so here's what it is. I said I bet my channel that the ball, when you hold it up to the moon, in direct sunlight, I said the ball will have the same phase as the moon when the ball is illuminated by direct sunlight, and the ball is held up next to the moon. If I am right, I don't want your channel gone, because he wouldn't delete it anyway. And plus, channel nuking and stuff like that, yeah, that tends not to have the effect that it should. I said, I don't want your channel gone, but you will mirror my results video on your channel unedited with nothing added. No voiceover, no captions, no pre or post commentary added, nothing. You will use the title image which I give you, and the video will remain there as long as your channel exists. Okay. Now I also put a little caveat. This is just me speaking. I said I'm not expecting you to join the ranks of me and my fellow Globetards after this test. The only thing here is that you will learn how silly this claim is. Okay. Now, like I said, if the geometry of what I lay out and what is displayed in these pictures does not comply with the globe model, mind you, this is not a matter of me getting him to believe anything. Okay, he said tons of times that it doesn't work on the globe model. Okay, so this is just to show that it works on the globe model. Has nothing to do with me convincing him of anything. Just got to show him how it works on the globe model. Okay, only in this case, we are going to use, instead of a lamp and 2 basketballs, I think he said, we're just going to use a ball and sunlight. And you have a camera. Now, here's when you're going to do it. Okay, because and it's coming up quite quickly, so be ready to do it. Okay, so now I pulled up the moon calendar on timeanddate.com and looked for the times where the moon was going to be 90 or greater % full. That is between the 9th and the 15th. From the 9th to the 12th, it'll be rising close to sunset. Okay. From the 13th, 14th, and 15th, it will be setting close to sunrise. Okay, so those are the times that you have to be out there getting ready to do this. So, wait, hold on a second. Let me, yeah, it'll be setting after sunrise. So, you just, you got to know which end of, or which side of the full moon you're on. Now, obviously, the full moon itself, the 100%er, you're basically not going to get because sunrise and sunset, as well as moonrise and moonset, are going to be pretty much identical. That's just how this works. Like I said, I have I brought up the times and dates of when this is going to happen. So here's what you need to do. Redneck Fabulous. You need to get a newspaper. Now, if you don't want to out where you're located at, I'm 100% cool with that. Just grab a more national newspaper like USA Today or New York Times or something like that. Something that's distributed more than just to your local area. You will get a newspaper. You will show what date you are filming. And then, like I said, 9th, 10th, or 11th, around just before sunset, or 13th, 14th, or 15th, just after sunrise, you will go out and do this experiment, which is very simply, again, you will just go out there with a ball. It's usually better if you have the ball a little bit further away from you, like up on a stick, so you can back it up and get them nearly the same size and zoom in. But nevertheless, you can still do it like this. Hold up a ball of single color, illuminated by direct sunlight. That doesn't mean ambient light from like dawn or dusk. Doesn't mean in a shadow. This means lit up from direct sunlight, and it will have the same exact phase as the moon. And then I will also do the exact same thing on one of those days. Okay, I will do the exact same thing. Now, unfortunately, Germany's not known for its crystal clear weather this time of year, so I may get lucky and just only be able to get it on the last day. It doesn't matter. And then you will produce your video. You will put it up on your channel. I will put mine up on my channel. And then you will see once I produce mine, you will see exactly how this actually does work. Okay? I mean, it's that simple. And like I said, I don't want your channel. I really don't. Knocking down somebody's channel, most folks don't do that anyway. They just sit there and bitch about it anyway. I want you to put the I will give you a link to the raw video, meaning the raw completed posted video from me with all the details in it on a Google Drive, as well as the title image on a Google Drive, and I will give it to you. I don't need you to find some wacky way to download it or say you can't. I'm going to give you the file. You upload it to your channel without any edits, and it will stay on your channel as long as your channel exists. So, cool. That's all I really had, guys. I didn't want to make this too awful long. I probably talked a lot more than I needed to. Like I said, for those of you who are just joining me, feel free to rewind the video and check out the long, long back and forth commentary between myself and that guy. Okay. And just to show that this all did come from this dude, I just clicked on it, and it's this guy right here. And the video that he is making his claim in is explaining just how crazy, ignorant you have to be to believe in the globe. That's the name of the video. I'm going to tell you, spare yourself. It's funny, though. Let's see. McToon made a bet with the guy and lost, according to that guy. In reality, the guy should have deleted his channel. Guess what? That never happened. Well, that doesn't shock me. That's just somebody, to be honest with you, to be 100% honest with you, watch this. Let me back up one. Well, I'll just go over to this one. Was it on this one? No, it wasn't on this one. Oh. Yeah, and he had just rewrote me and stuff like that. Anybody who wants to go below my my giant lighthouse video, find this comment thread, and go ahead and just read through the comments. They're actually not that long. And according to him, I said something in this video or in this comment thread about parallel lines or terminators. Please feel free to go over there, because he keeps on saying, I didn't misquote you. Look up and read, douche. That's how you know this is just going to be awesome. But like I said, you're in for a highly intelligent, intellectual, and scientific discussion when you have somebody who fills up their responses with tons of just silly icons and emojis. I mean, you're really in for the good stuff. So, okay, so ladies and gents, that's all I have. And sometime in the very, very near future, I will be producing my video. Like I said, weather permitting. And I will hold myself to the exact same standards as I held him to. I will have a newspaper showing what date it was, holding up a ball. And like I said, you guys have all seen me do this before, but I'm going to do it again because this gives me actually the opportunity to make a full-blown video about the daytime moon and how it's perfectly possible, perfectly fact that it works. So, anyway, ladies and gents, oh yeah, that's right. I keep on forgetting about this. So there's that, and then of course, then there's this, and then y'all have yourselves a nice night.
Oh my god.